Hey YouTube, it's raining here and I'm driving to the park right now and I want to shoot a video real quick, let you guys know how I'm doing, give you an update. I want to tailor my videos more towards a particular topic instead of kind of going into a lot of different things as I usually do. I just have so much to say because I've learned so much and I've been through a lot. So sometimes you just have to bear with me. There's a lot of pertinent information in here for people, but what I want to talk about today in particular is anxiety, panic attacks, my struggle through them, how I overcame them, and I know I've touched on that before, but this is going to be specific about that. And I just feel like God had wanted me to make this video because I know there's a lot of people suffering out there from similar issues. So although I'm not like 100% cured from everything, I have a pretty complicated case because I struggled with a debilitating autoimmune condition that sort of keeps me from progressing as much as I would like to. And the only reason I say that is because had it not been for that particular issue, I know I would be 100% by now. So, panic attacks. A lot of you probably know this. A lot of you probably done your research. Most doctors, unfortunately, are very, very ignorant. And I'll say that proudly because I've spent thousands of hours in emergency rooms and hospitals and doctors' offices, never getting better. So now I took it upon myself to study neuropsychiatry and neuropharmacology, and after thousands and thousands of hours and conversations with people that have struggled with it, I've got a pretty amazing grasp on what's going on both internally and externally. So the first thing is that a lot of people are going through it. You're not by yourself. And the good news is that it is 100% curable. I know a lot of people say, oh no, it's not, you can treat it. But panic attacks are absolutely curable. I'm not going to say that you'll never get one again. I went from having panic attacks all day, every day, could not even leave my bedroom. I mean, it went from being normal one day, and I thought I was normal, but in retrospect, I saw that there was a lot of underlying causes over the years, depression and generalized anxiety since I was a kid, that slowly built to that. In combination with poor lifestyle, when I had my panic attack, one of the ways to get through it, and this is going to sound crazy, but this is from everything from pain to panic to depersonalization to a lot of these things, is to just hit it head on. And let me go ahead and say that there's a book, and I like the audio book better. You can get an Audible app, and it's called the DARE response. There's actually a book called At Last a Life I've mentioned probably 1,000 times because it really, really hones in on what I'm saying here in a lot more detail. But if you could learn to appreciate it, it'll go away. The problem with panic attacks is, well, first of all, from a biological standpoint, your body is in a flight or fight response. You are perceiving something as a threat, or you're very depleted on neurochemicals from lots of continuous cortisol release. Your cortisol is released when you're in a stressful situation. So if you're in a constant or chronic stress situation, you can have an imbalance in neurochemicals. And especially if you're not eating properly, you're not exercising, you're not getting vitamin D and omega-3 fish oils. So it's a perfect storm. So really what I was saying earlier is if you're having a panic attack, you're having it for a reason. It's similar to when you get hurt, you feel pain. Like, oh, why would my body do this? I don't want to feel pain. Pain's horrible. It's because your body is signaling that you have something's going on, that you need to fix it. You need to get away from that. Why is my hand hurting? It's holding a hot pan. Yeah, get it off the pan. So it's your body's way of saying there's something wrong inside me. You're not doing something right. So that's the first thing we should notice. So we should say, thank you, anxiety, because had it not been for you, I wouldn't have noticed that I was stressing too much or this or that. So that is a really important thing to be aware of. Doesn't make it any easier for a lot of people, including myself. It's like, oh, what the hell, I'm going through a panic attack, screw that noise. I get it. I mean, I totally get it. But it's important to understand what's happening internally. A lot of people just want to take a Band-Aid, a medication, and then expect to get better. And believe me, I took a Band-Aid, a very, very, very good Band-Aid. It was called Xanax, and pretty much eliminated my anxiety. But at the time, I had no idea of the damage that something like that could cause. So in retrospect, I wish that I had never gone down that route. If I had watched a video like this one, I would have known the truth. Unfortunately, my doctor didn't explain the truth. He just said, you have panic disorder, here's a pill, magic pill. Same thing that, like, if you get the flu, you're really sick, you're not feeling well, or cold, let's say cold, and you go buy some medicine from the pharmacy to help with your runny nose, to help with your cough, to help with your headache. Now, they're not helping the actual underlying cause, they're just masking the symptoms, and eventually your body will heal on its own. The problem with anxiety and depressive disorders, sometimes medication can work too well, and unfortunately I never really had any success with anything other than a benzo, but I just can't tolerate side effects. I'm very, very sensitive. So if it does work really, really well, and I've met a lot of people, a lot of close friends, a lot of people online that were able to overcome all of their problems through medications. So the thing about that is, the underlying cause goes neglected. So let's say that you have a vitamin D deficiency, or you're in a stressful situation, or there's just something going on in your life that you need to get out of, or you're allergic to gluten, or you're having too much sugar. Well, if you just feel really, really great and manic or happy, and your body's still having damage done, but you're not helping it in any way. So a responsible way to use medication, if you do use it, because I think that medication can be a useful tool, is to take it temporarily and create a plan of action. To do a nice paleo diet, do a complete lifestyle change. Once you become stabilized, you need to take it upon yourself to get going, so you don't have to be on that medication to a point where you could become dependent on it. So that's my thoughts about it. And as far as for benzo bashing, I was on benzos for 6 years daily, and 1 milligram to 2 milligrams at my height. I mean, in the beginning I was only taking like 0.25, I don't know, occasionally or something, but I got really, really scared when I went to try to get off of them, and rightfully so. They're not pleasurable, but I mean, good Lord, I can't find. There's a lot of positive reviews on benzos, and if you're responsible with them, a lot of people do well. So I do not think people should try benzos. I think you should try theanine first. You should read the Mood Cure first. You should try passion flower. There's a lot of natural remedies you could try first. I didn't know that. I went straight to the medical route because I was young and naive. And so getting to the point there, in order to really heal the underlying cause, you have to change your lifestyle. And if you use medication as a crutch to get there, then that's okay, in my opinion. And once again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person who suffered it, a person that studied these things extensively over the past 5 years. So I've learned a lot. And also, I'm an overcomer. When you're having panic and anxiety, the deep breathing is huge. Oh my gosh, it's huge, because what happens is when you breathe, if you're being chased by a bear and your cortisol and your glutamate's going through the roof, your blood is shunted away from your core and into your arms and your extremities to make you run faster and all these other things. If you, when you get away from the bear, the first thing you do is you breathe, right? And that triggers, I believe it's the parasympathetic nervous system. Sometimes I get those backwards, with the sympathetic nervous system. Anyway, whatever one calms, it'll calm down the response, and it'll release the GABA and the serotonin and make you feel well. But if you're constantly shallow breathing, then it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. So it works, man. It does work. You might not believe it, try it. Breathe through the nose. Deep breathing through the abdomen, not the chest. I did that really wrong for a long time. Deep breathing through the abdomen, hold for a couple seconds, and then release slowly and through. And there's an app called Calm that has a lot of cool stuff that you can learn some of this stuff with. So there's a lot of information out there, and I think that the big takeaway from my message is there's absolutely hope. Absolutely hope. You will get better. It's not a life sentence. And as far as the benzo bashing, a lot of people can come off of them and have no problems. A lot of people say, oh, well, I have anxiety. My anxiety's so high, I'm having panic all the time, I'm having withdrawal. Well, I got off benzos after 6 years, and I had some really bad anxiety. It was horrible. But, yeah, some of it was withdrawal, but I think a lot of it was I just have a panic disorder that I never treated. But when I started doing the deep breathing, surrounding myself with good, positive things, listening to Christian music, talking to God, I started to change my life to a more positive direction. My panic attacks went away, and I just never had any again. So I still am dealing with generalized anxiety from the years of pain and stuff I had with my other condition, which I alluded to at the beginning of the video. So, but if it hadn't been for that, I'd be probably 100% by now. So I have some underlying depression things I'm working on with some natural remedies as well, and I have some medication reviews that I'm gonna do on this channel as well. I would definitely recommend subscribing so you can look at some of my videos and get a gauge for what I've gone through. And yeah, it gets better. You won't have those panic attacks, and sometimes you got to push yourself into it. The DARE response will help you through that. But when my panic started getting bad again, I joined Uber as a driver, and it was horrible. But the more I did it, the less fear there was. But if you box yourself in, you can become agoraphobic. You say, oh, I can't go to the store, I can't do this. Push yourself to the store, even if it's uncomfortable and you hate it. Go out, be in the sunshine. You will get better. You need to get outside, you need to get exercise, all these things, drinking lots of water, avoiding chemicals, eating healthy fats, read the Paleo Solution. There's so much information out there, it's overwhelming, but your body is screaming that you need to make some changes, and you do. And when you do, it's going to go away, and you're going to feel better than you did before. So don't do what I did and mask it for 6 years and then deal with all these side effects. If you need to take a medication, do it. Have a bridge and create a plan. Get your boyfriend or girlfriend or parents or friends to try to back you up and create a plan for you. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me comments. And I'd also love to, talk with people one-on-one if they do have questions outside of YouTube. You can email me at rainingat33@gmail.com. All right, look forward to talking with you, and God bless you and in your healing, and I know you'll be okay.